Hello everyone and welcome to the first YouTube video of Mimi Cyber. Today I'm going to be answering Chat-GPT generated Security Operations Center Analyst Interview Questions. So let's just get right started into it. So for the first question generated by ChatGPT is, can you explain what a Security Operations Center is and its role in an organization's cybersecurity posture? So what this question basically is asking is pretty straightforward. Like if you are going to be interviewing for an SOC analyst role, then you should know what the Security Operations Center is and why it is crucial in an organization's cybersecurity posture. So the SOC is a centralized unit in the org that monitors and analyzes security events. They detect potential security incidents and they continuously monitor and protect the organization's assets from cyber threats. Now, how I would answer this if an interviewer is asking me this question would be something like this. A Security Operations Center is a centralized unit within an organization that is responsible for monitoring and analyzing the security events in the organization, and they detect potential security incidents. The SOC is crucial in the organization's cybersecurity posture because they continuously monitor and protect the organization's assets from cyber threats. So the next question by ChatGPT is, describe your experience with security incident detection and response. How do you prioritize and escalate incidents effectively? So thinking about this question, I feel like there are two ways that one can approach it. The first way is if you have experience with security IDR tools and if you have ever been in a situation where you had to prioritize and escalate incidents, that is another way you can answer it. And then the other approach is if you do not have any experience with IDR tools or you've never been in a situation where you had to prioritize and escalate incidents. So I will start with the first approach, which is having experience. And I would say something like, in my previous role, I monitored security alerts generated by various security tools like IDS tools, antivirus solutions, SIEM tools. I followed procedures to prioritize incidents based on like the severity and potential impact. I used effective communication and collaboration with other team members for timely escalation of the incidents effectively. And now for the second approach that you can answer this question is if you do not have any experience with security incidents detection and response, or you've never been in a situation where you had to prioritize and escalate incidents effectively. So this kind of question, a way I would try to answer it is how I can link my previous roles to IDR tools, or how I can like use the current personal project I'm currently working on and kind of like link that to the question. So a way that I can answer this question would be something like this. While I don't have specific experience with IDR systems, I do have a strong foundation in cybersecurity principles and incident response procedures. In my current project, I work with security tools like SIEM and antivirus solutions, and I have gained valuable experience in monitoring and analyzing security events. I am confident in my ability to quickly learn and adapt to new technologies, and I'm eager to apply my knowledge and skills to effectively detect and respond to security incidents within a SOC environment. So something like that. So coming on to the next question we have by ChatGPT is, how do you stay updated on the latest cybersecurity threats and trends? Can you give an example of a recent threats that caught your attention? So this question is really important, and it's really important to like hit it on the nail when you are answering it to the interviewer, because as an SOC analyst, it is really important for you to stay up to date with the current cybersecurity threats and trends, because staying up to date is basically connected to the job of being an SOC analyst. You have to stay up to date to know what are the current threats that organizations are facing and how do you mitigate those threats. So how how I would answer this question, I would say something like probably mention the blogs and the newsletters that you're currently subscribed to. Mention the podcast if you listen to any podcast, and kind of like link them to the second question, which is talking about like give an example of a recent threat that caught your attention. So there are different threats currently that are really like a multi-billion dollars industries, like ransomware as a service, denial of service, APTs, phishing. So I would answer this question with something like this. I regularly follow industry-leading cybersecurity blogs. I subscribe to threat intelligence feeds, and I participate in online forums and communities dedicated to cybersecurity. One of the recent threats that caught my attention in one of the blogs I'm currently subscribed to is the emergence of ransomware as a service, which allows threat actors with like minimal technical expertise to launch ransomware attacks, which is posing a really significant risk to organizations of all sizes. So the next question by Chat-GPT is, what tools or technologies have you used in a SOC environment for monitoring and analyzing security events? Now, this question you can answer either by mentioning the same tools you have used, the endpoint detection and response tools, or network monitoring tools. So I would answer the question something like this. In my previous role, I used a combination of SIEM platforms such as Splunk and IBM QRadar. I used endpoint detection and response solutions like CrowdStrike, Falcon, and network security monitoring tools like Zeek. These tools provided comprehensive visibility into like different security events across the organization's infrastructure, which allowed for effective monitoring, analysis, and response to potential threats. Also, I posted links in the description of this video if you want to like learn more about the same tools, the EDR tools and the network monitoring tools that I listed as examples here. So you can click the description link and you'll see the links to the different tools and learning more about them. So the last question generated by Chat-GPT is, walk me through your process for investigating a security incident from initial detection to resolution. So basically, what the interviewer is trying to get from you in this question is if you are aware of the general steps it takes when approaching an incident and when trying to resolve an incident that is happening in an organization. And the first step usually is to gather any relevant information relating to that incident, like where, if, for example, if it's a malware, where did the malware come from? What were the stages prior to the malware entering the organization? Just any relevant information that would let you know how this malware came through. And that information is important because it can also guide you on how to contain and eradicate the malware. The next step is usually in relation to gathering like relevant information. You also analyze logs and network traffic data. You collaborate with your team members, of course, and stakeholders to execute a response plan, and you contain and mitigate the risk. So how I would answer this question would be something like this. When investigating a security incident, I will gather relevant information such as the nature of the alerts, the affected systems, and the potential impacts. I would then analyze all the available logs and network traffic data to understand the scope and the root cause of the incidents. I will collaborate with other team members and stakeholders, and I will develop and execute a response plan to contain and mitigate the incidents while preserving evidence for further analysis and reporting. And that is all for the Chat-GPT generated SOC Analyst Interview Questions. So let me know in the comments how you would answer these 5 questions, assuming you are in a real interview with a real interviewer asking you these 5 questions.